everyone, Claire Foster here, Product Manager at Immuta, and today we're announcing an exciting enhancement in our Teradata integration, which is that we now support masking columns with hashing as well as masking with a constant. Previously, we supported null masking, and so this is an addition of two masking types that we support, just allowing more flexibility with fine-grained access controls. So here we can see I have my Teradata connection already set up in Immuta, and I'll focus in on this client's view. We can see that we have several columns in this view, and a few here are tagged with different sensitivity tags so that I can apply masking policies to them as appropriate. If we pivot to my consumer persona really quickly, we can see that my consumer here is trying to access this client's view, but is unable to because I don't have select access. So now moving back to my admin persona in Immuta, we can provision access by policy and give our consumer the access that they need. We have this consumer analytics policy here, which I can configure because I don't want to be approving the same access request over and over. So this automatically grants users access to consumer tagged data sources when a user possesses the consumer attribute. However, I don't want to just blanket give entire access to views if they potentially contain sensitive information. That's why here I've configured two masking policies that can mask sensitive data in these views as appropriate. So here I have a standard constant masking policy, which is just masking columns tagged sensitive using the constant redacted. Now, the reason I have a second policy here is because I don't want to just mask everything sensitive with a constant. Some things require a slightly different approach. For example, there's a big use case in my org where analysts need to analyze the number of countries that our clients are spanning across as part of our growth initiative. So because we need to see the number of unique countries still, I want to mask the country column using hashing so that we can still have that visibility into number of unique values without exposing any sensitive information. So now I'll move back to my consumer persona here now that the consumer analytics policy has been activated. And I can see that I now have access to the view with the country column hashed, so I can still analyze the number of unique values for my use case to track the company's growth initiative, and the other sensitive information is redacted. So that's a quick demonstration of how Immuta's masking policies work with Teradata, as well as just the flexibility and scalability of being able to provision data by policy.